Just a reminder, my demonic candle casting service is available on Etsy. Link for that is in the description. Messages from Beyond the Veil. You have 3 groups to choose from left to right, Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, Group 1. So the message for you from Beyond the Veil is that you guys are having issues in your lives, particularly when it comes to career, but also in other aspects, because of negative limiting beliefs that are still abound. And I see that they are binding you and causing you to not be able to manifest what you wish to manifest. They have formed thought forms that are actively working against you. So when you try to manifest something, they actively work to block what you're trying to manifest, especially again when it comes to finances. So there needs to be a clearing out and a destruction of these thought forms and a creation of new thought forms that will bring you abundance and prosperity, and that will allow you to have an overall smoother life. So if you're wondering why your manifestations are not working, it's because there have been years of you feeding these negative thought forms, and that has caused blockages. So the blockages are very real. You need to clear them out, and that will lead to more prosperity. That will lead to things going better in your life in multiple areas. It will lead to your manifestations working. But if you feel like you're being worked against or you're being sabotaged in some way, you're not imagining it. You are indeed being sabotaged. But it's by your own creation. It's not by a third party cursing you or hexing you or anything like that. It's manifesting and as the same properties and characteristics of a curse. So that's why you might think that you're cursed. But like I said, it's of your own creation, and you need to destroy this negative thought form. It has had years to develop, and it could have started developing from your childhood as well, especially if you grew up in a household with parents who had limiting beliefs, especially when it came to finances. You picked up on this, and it's still active and it's still causing you issues. So this is what you need to work on if you want your life to go smoother. Instead of focusing on the new fad manifestation technique, you need to be focusing on clearing out negative limiting beliefs and negative binding thought forms. That's where your focus should be. Once you eliminate them, then things will come more smoothly. It's not about the manifestation techniques, because I see you trying multiple ones. It's not about that. It's more about the blockages that need to be cleared out. So focus your attention more on that, and you'll have greater success. So those are your messages. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you in my next reading. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. So your message Beyond the Veil. First of all, I want to tell you, don't freak out. But there is some sort of deity or entity that is following you and is watching you and is causing some issues when it comes to your ability to manifest, and when it comes to your abilities to sustain manifestations and to be prosperous and prosperous in your life, particularly when it comes to love and career. If some of you guys are having trouble getting pregnant, I see that this is the reason why on a spiritual level. Now, this could have come from an ancestral thing. This could have come from a third party, someone who sent this being to you. Or this could have come from you. You could have done some sort of ritual at some point, contacting a deity or an entity, and either you didn't close out the ritual correctly, or you pissed off the deity, or you made some sort of pact with it and you weren't ironclad in your contract, and there's some sort of loophole that's allowing it to mess with you, or you're not holding up your end of the deal when it comes to offerings, and you kind of forgot about it and you were hoping that the deity or entity went away. Well, it didn't. It's still around, and it's actively messing with your life because you're ignoring it. So it could be any of those. This is a general reading, so I don't know if this is ancestral, if someone sent this to you because you pissed someone off and then they paid a witch to send this to you, or if you were dabbling in the occult and you brought this on yourself. But there's some sort of banishing or exorcism that needs to occur if you want your life to go well. So if you're resonating with your life going well, then you picked the wrong pile. But everyone should find that things are going wrong, like they're having bad luck. Like, you may get things may work out at first, but then they kind of disappear, or you have tower moments. And it's because this entity is like taking it as an offering from you. So it's allowing things to work out at first. It's allowing you to obtain things at first, but then there's always some sort of tower moment where things break apart or fall apart. Again, this could in love, or getting pregnant, maybe constant miscarriages, or in finances, like getting a job but then having to like lose it quickly, either because it's a contract position and the contract is never extended, or you're always getting fired, or you always have to quit for some reason or something like that. So there's just some aspect of your life where you're constantly manifesting things, but then they're always breaking apart and falling apart, and it's because of this deity. And again, where it came from would depend on each and every one of you, because this is a collective reading. So there needs to be a banishing or an exorcism that needs to occur, or an appeasement of some sort to this deity if you're the one who's in the wrong because you were dabbling in the occult. An appeasement, an offering needs to be made. So you should know, or hopefully you know, which one it is for you, but some action needs to be taken, because I see a continuation of these tower moments and of things just falling apart, because it's taking it kind of like an offering to itself. So sorry to spring this on you, but it's best that you know. And this is what's concealed from you, and this is your message from across the veil. So those are your messages. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you in my next reading. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So your message beyond the veil is rather specific, and it has to do with a business venture and a partnership. And it could be romantic partnership / business partnership as well. But for some of you guys, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but there's some sort of business partnership here that you've been presented with, and you're on the fence of whether or not you should take it. So I'm getting conflicting answers here about whether or not you should combine yourself with this business partner. On one hand, I'm getting for some of you guys that you should, or that in a way it would be good for you to do this, even though there are going to be problems. And for others of you, I'm seeing that there are going to be problems. You guys working together would not work out. Now, what this is coming off as is some sort of karmic partner. So you guys are supposed to learn some lesson from this partnership, and the lesson actually requires you to go through with it. Now, at the end of the day, it's your decision whether or not you want to go through with this. If you want to completely avoid this lesson altogether and just avoid this mess, then just go your separate way. But this opportunity was brought forth to you to learn some kind of lesson out of it. So even though this business partnership would be chaotic, you would benefit from it somehow. So also don't expect to make money from it, because I don't see money coming from this partnership, either because the one of them is going to steal it from the other person, or you guys are going to be bickering over it, or by the time you split the profits in half, it's not going to be a lot, but there's some kind of instability here when it comes to making money with this partnership, and an instability in emotions and you two liking each other. So yeah, like I said, this group is rather specific. So this could be like, for some of you guys, this could be a romantic partner where you had to choose between them and a career, and you broke up with them in order to go after your career, or you dropped your career in order to stay with them. You're going to learn some sort of karmic lesson from doing that, but I see you being dependent on them, if this is your scenario, being financially dependent on them, and them being kind of financially abusive or financially hoarding in some manner. If you're thinking about combining your finances with someone, like combining them in a bank account, it's not the best idea, because at some point you guys are going to be fighting over assets, and you guys are going to be fighting over the bank account, or one person may drain the bank account or something like that behind the other person's back or something like that. If you're considering giving someone access to your bank account, a business partner or a romantic partner, if that's not a good idea, because they're going to steal money from you. So, you know, this is a general reading, a collective reading. There are like kind of multiple scenarios happening here, but it has something to do with either a romantic partner and money or career, or it has to do with a business partnership. So this is some sort of karmic lesson so if you find yourself in the middle of this and it's already happening, this is some sort of karmic lesson. You're supposed to learn something from this so that it doesn't repeat, and so you can take that forward through the rest of your life. But if you're at the precipice of this, then I would proceed carefully and cautiously, because I see emotionally this partnership is not going to work out, and financially this partnership is not going to work out. But you guys were brought together for a reason. So if you feel drawn to them, you're feeling drawn to them for a reason. And if you feel like you should combine your finances with them or combine forces with them, like I said, protect yourself legally and physically, like in terms of like not giving them access to your banking information or something like that, and make sure you make some sort of contract, because things are going to get messy in the end. But perhaps in the short term, combining forces with them will bring you some sort of benefit, but it will only be in the short term, not the long term. So hopefully that made sense. Those are your messages from Beyond the Veil. Hope that resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you in my next reading.